Welcome to the Small Business Summer Series. Let's give a round of applause to our guests. We're here with Emily Lau and Azelle Santa Ana. Can you believe that's really her last name? I mean, honestly. So let's start with you.
Okay.
So just a quick kind of bio on your journey. You are from where? Where were you born and raised? How'd you get here? Because you have a salon in South Paso on Mission Street.
Yeah, I was born in the Philippines. I came here when I was 6. That's it. I live here in Alhambra. I've had the salon on Mission Street for 2.5 years.
How did that come about?
I don't know.
You just woke up in the morning and you had a salon? How'd it happen? Come on. Take us with you.
It's a long journey.
We got time.
Okay.
We're here. We have time. Don't worry.
Okay. I was at a private studio. Oh, there.
I want that mic right.
There you go. There. Good.
Right there. Yeah.
I was at a private studio, just 2 stations. The storage was in the bathroom. I was there for 3 years, and I booked myself.
What do you mean by private studio? Like
private studio?
Just only, like, was it open to the public or?
Yeah.
Okay.
By appointment only. So it was like an office that was renovated into a little salon. I was there for 3 years. I booked myself pretty solid, where I kept.
So did you go to beauty school first, or?
I did. Oh, you want to go all the way there?
We gotta go real quick. We just gotta get the details.
I started in high school. I did ROP program just so I could.
There we go. That's what I was looking
leave the
for.
School early.
Okay.
So I did cosmetology just to get out of school early, and then graduated high school, went into Paul Mitchell, and that's where I kind of was more excited about the beauty industry. I was supposed to go back to the Philippines and be a pharmacist, but Paul Mitchell opened up my eyes that you could do more than just cut in colors, like retail, it was fashion show, it was all that. So
fun.
Yeah.
And then you ended up at this private salon.
Yeah, so I worked at I worked at a celebrity salon, 6.5 years, Salon Sessions in Pasadena.
Okay.
And then
that's a celebrity salon?
Yeah. The owner wanted us to be able to do hair behind the chair and behind the camera on set, and I love that. Being new to the industry, I wanted to do it all. But I quit after 6 years, and I kind of was reevaluating if I should still do hair. Just because I felt like I couldn't even pay my bills. So I found Hair Club, like a 9 to 5, hourly, all that stuff. But I still kept my clientele. And then during that time, I started a blog with my partner. She did makeup, hair, and that was during the recession where we were the busiest during that time because of blogging, starting a blog back then.
Right. That was a big time. So was that like 2009, 10,
2008,
8?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I ended up quitting.
That's before people figured out what blogging actually is.
Yeah. We did it we learned how to code and all that stuff.
Can you scoot up a little bit more?
I feel like it's...
Just like, I want you like there, right there.
Oh, okay.
We want to hear you. There we go.
Okay, so quit Hair Club, pursued blogging, and then found the private studio, moved all my clients there, and then within 3 years, I booked myself solid where I started saying no to clients. I started limiting my days from working 6, 7 to just 3 days. And then I felt guilty for saying no because I prayed to be busy. And then I got there and then I started saying no, and I talked to a couple of my mentors, and they told me it's because there's no community. I was too much in a private setting. I needed to expand. So I told the girl that I was sharing the studio with, let's find something a little bit bigger, like at least 2, 3 more stations. She found the salon on Mission Street. It's about 2,200 square feet, up and down. And I said no, hell no, that's way too big. But she talked me into it. And my brother had a retail store. They said the 3 of us could do it all together. I'm like, all right, cool. I just need a place for my clients.
Were you living in the area at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she ended up backing out. My brother ended up backing out, so it was just me.
you have this giant
Okay.
2,200 square foot
Yeah.
space. Oh my gosh.
So we saw it November 15, decided on it December 2015, not November. And then January 2017. So November and December 2016. Signed January 2017, moved in February 2017.
So you didn't do any build out, or was it already? Was it a?
It was already a
existing
salon. The frame
Oh, how
was
lucky.
there.
Cool.
Yeah, built in 1907. But the first month we did do all the renovations.
Fun.
Yeah.
So, did you have someone come in and help you finance this project, or did you kind of do it like off
It
a
was
whim?
just
Or
it was just me and my brother.
I mean, did you put money into it though? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you have savings, or did you get?
I had some savings. I mean, I wasn't expecting
A lot of people
it,
that come here
so-
want it, and to listen to this or watch want to know how they can start a business.
Yeah.
With no money or little money. So I'm just curious. Did you?
Okay, so it's
You
between-
saved from you and your brother from?
Yeah.
the last
So
2 or 3
literally,
years,
we
or-
had enough just for the deposit and the first month's rent, and maybe like a little bit for the remodeling.
How much
We
was
were
that?
just winging it. $7,000.
$7,000. You start a salon. That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that you already had your existing customers,
Mhm.
so they just rolled over into that, right?
Yeah.
And you did not have another job at the time?
Oh, that was it. Just
Okay.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah. And then we had renters right away. So
And this was 2017.
17.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So I'm going to go to Emily.
Yeah.
And we'll come back to you. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
It's been so long.
I know.
So we did one of these like a year ago,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
December or something like that. So I've known you for quite a long time.
Over 25 years.
I didn't want to say that, but yes, 25 years. Now everyone knows how old we are. I already know a lot of your journey, but I think some people would like to know. So you went to, I remember you were working at a retail store, you were going to USC, and you could kind of take it from there.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I worked at a boutique in Old Town Pasadena. I grew up in South Pasadena, and I was going to USC, and I was working at a retail store. But I graduated. I went to, I was working in television for quite a while, and then
How long's quite a while?
8 years, 7, 8 years. I
Yeah.
guess it's not. In
That's
your 20s,
definitely-
it feels like an eternity.
That's a long time.
But then I've always been really passionate about lingerie and bras, and because I spent my whole young adult life trying to find something that fit me and that was pretty, and I couldn't, and so that kind of obsession turned into a business.
Yeah, I think finding a solution to the problem that you're trying to solve is a big thing, you know? And in your case, tell us how you started out. Like, how did this whole thing start, and the name and all that stuff?
Yeah, so I started a little bra company in 2007, right before the recession. And it's probably started in my mind 4 years before
The worst
that.
time to start a business, by the
Yes,
way.
exactly.
I was at a
But it was
startup
also
at that
really
time.
good because I was very naive. I was very, like, I didn't know when the businesses were like crumbling around me. I was like, oh, I got one order. That's really good. I was very optimistic, and I was very naive to like what was happening and crumbling all around me. But I was like, okay, this is good. One order at a time. You know, from having 0 orders to 1 order to 2 orders is positive for me.
Yeah.
So I think that helped me survive that period of time.
I think we talked about that last time too. Like, the fact that you could only scale up and other people had to scale down,
Yes, exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very exciting time for you. So this was just, you had the idea and you made it in LA, or were you making, it was
Yes.
mostly bras? What was it?
Yeah,
at the
so
time?
I
Okay.
was, I decided, okay, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to start this company called the Little Bra Company, and it was petite lingerie. So petite bras made for smaller breasts, smaller banded women. And so it was like a niche market. So I went to Asia, and I tried to find a manufacturer in the U.S. to do it, but it was very, very difficult and very costly. And luckily, I had some friends who knew friends. My mom had a family friend that she used to go on a cruise with who knew a manufacturer in
That's awesome.
in China, and so I spent time in that factory just learning how to make bras. And then I kind of did my due diligence and went to like 20 factories in China to find the right one. And then I found it, and I actually still working with that factory now. We've become like family. So then I started manufacturing bras in Asia and then importing them into the US. And now we're going into our 12th year in business. So yeah.
The long run, I think, is key. So how did you go from a brand, retail, wholesale, selling to stores, going to trade shows? I think that's because that's a big part of this business. So did you have money saved to kind of jump into this business at first? Did you save money from your last job? Because I'm taking you back like
I was working. I'd made my samples while I was working as a TV producer, and luckily I was traveling a lot on somebody else's dime, and I was able to like bring my suitcase of bras with me to little cities like all over, and I was like, oh, there's a boutique here, let me just go see if they want my bras. And one of them was in San Francisco, and she was my first order, and I was like, oh, okay. So and then I eventually quit my job, and but I did my first trade show in like the fall of 2007. So I had to make my first shipment in 2008. And that was key.
Right, because people at trade shows are buying
for
the
the season ahead.
And all of this I didn't. 6 months ahead.
And I really didn't know anything even about my first trade show. I had no clue what I was doing. I just knew I had to be there. I need to bring my brand there. I need to introduce it. My whole idea was like, I want to get my bras into boutiques. And so where do I find boutiques? I had to go to a trade show and find them, sell them. And
which is also good for marketing too.
Yeah.
For people that don't go to trade shows, yeah.
Yeah.
For a brand, it's big for marketing.
Yeah. And
back then there was editors going, right? Before when magazines were still around. And
yes.
Stuff like that.
Magazine editors were going. It's the only place that I could meet buyers, I felt like. And I thought, this is where I need to get this bra that's so specifically fit towards this body type. I need to get it into hands. Like I couldn't, and online business wasn't really in existence yet. So I was really focused on getting it into stores. And my first trade show was like, luckily I had a friend who also went to South Pass High School, Vanessa Carmona, I will credit her, who had done a lot of trade shows. She was in the gift business. And she just gave me tips, like, because I was like, I have 2 chairs, a table, and 3 walls. What do I do? And she totally sat down with me and like did my first order forms. I was like, what else do I need? I had no idea. So, and then I didn't know that, people don't get orders their first show. Like, as I was sitting there talking, and here the market was starting to crush, like all these, huge businesses around me. But I was like, and I got an order, and I got another order all at my first trade show. So I was like, okay, I think I'm onto something, because there's obviously a need for this. And, I got a handful of orders my first show, which a lot of people were like, that's really good.
Yep, that's great. So
that gave me, kind of the motivation to keep going and start spending money, which I had to, so you asked me about savings or whatever. I had very little savings, but I was working. But I did have an American Express, Visa, and MasterCard, all with really high, with high credit. And
a lot of people fund their businesses like that.
And I did, and I was never the kind of person that would have done that, but I had to, because I was like, I have all these orders, I have to ship, I have to figure it out. And anyway, so those were my first 3 investors, and they've all been paid back.
Nice.
And but yeah, that was how I kind of got my first orders paid for.
Question: are you still going to the same trade shows that you were back then?
I am, and I think for other small business owners, I just came back from one, and I've been doing the same one for years. My industry is pretty small in terms of like, there's really only one show to do, but buyers like to see brands there every year, every season, not even every year, but you drop out once or twice, they forget about you. And so you have to show up every single time, and you have to show consistency. Like even in my first shows, they were like, maybe I didn't get orders from buyers until like the third or fourth show because they just wanted to see if I was going to still be there.
Right.
Like if, a lot of new brands come on the scene and they come and, pay for their first show, but they didn't ship their orders or they didn't. And so buyers don't like to see that, obviously. They want consistency too. So it's been really important for me to like show up.
Let's talk about one major retailer.
Yes.
Some people call it Target. I call it Target. So how did that come about?
So they came to me at a trade show. And actually, it was the first trade show that I personally didn't attend because I was giving birth to my baby, but who's now 5. But they came, and anyway, I think we set up a meeting like 6 weeks after I gave birth. I went to Minnesota and did a presentation.
You went to Target. You're walking in a Target.
I went into Target.
How do you feel at that point?
It was pretty awesome. It was, I personally love Target.
No, I do too. I think they do a great job.
It's my happy place. But it was nice to work with, kind of partner with a company that I felt good about. And what we did was develop a second line for them. And we call it Ariat by the Little Broad Company. So it's like a lower price point, a little bit different fabrication and everything. But because I felt it was really important for me to protect the main line, which is a little bit more luxury, a little bit. So, but Target does that really well. Target's able.
Are you still doing this business with Target?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how long has this been now?
So now it's been like 4 or 5 years. So we're doing, and they've moved more online. They have their own intimate apparel brands in stores. So all of their kind of more, I guess, designer brands are through their Target online. But it's still good business, so we're happy to be there.
And your factory's happy?
And my factories are happy, yeah.
Is there a different type of investment on your standpoint when you go into someone like that, or do they cover a lot of the costs?
It's an investment that you have to make initially, but it starts to, I think, pay back itself.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, what most people don't know is a lot of apparel is based on a sell-through percentage.
Yes.
A lot of those big guys, yeah.
Yes.
So basically what they're going to say is I'm not saying Target, but
yeah,
someone, let's say Nordstrom or something like that, would say, okay, well, this competitor of yours sold at 50%, but you're at 20%, so now you have to make up the difference. So there's a huge business of that, and then they want you to mark it down, and so.
Well, luckily, like I had heard a lot of these big retailers, it was difficult to get into business with because they'll do chargebacks, they'll make you responsible for all the returns, and so they didn't do that with us.
But also as a brand, you could say no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they, basically, of course, you have to negotiate margins and all this kind of stuff, and you're negotiating a cost and a price. But in terms of like I didn't want to work with somebody who was going to be like, try to just return it all or something. Yeah. Or you don't even know. So one time Target misshipped the entire shipment to they lost it, basically, an entire order. And they accepted it, paid for it, and then reordered again. So that's really.
Did you say, can you guys do that again?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, we sold out?
You sold 30,000 units? Wow.
So it was really, they've been.
What a great
partners.
learning thing for you too, I think, as well, from a brand
Absolutely,
standpoint.
yeah. And there's a lot of technical things that, but now that I've worked with a bigger retailer, I can work with other bigger retailers. Like kind of once I set up the infrastructure for it, it's now much easier for us to work with others. So
yeah, because they all have their own sort of way that they want to do business with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we just sent a test order to Urban Outfitters. So that was
Sweet.
good. I think, and that to having Target as our kind of, our guinea pig. Now I can there, and I think those retailers are more confident that I can do it and that I can ship.
You can deliver. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm going to come back to you in a minute. We're going to go back to Azelle.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I'm interested in, you basically built a business off social media in a sense, right? And blogging.
Mm-hmm.
So what advice would you give Emily
I'm trying to learn from her.
well, I think you guys can learn from each other in a lot of ways. That's an interesting thing. So, how much content should someone be doing a day? Like, do you post up every week, every day? In the beginning, was it every day, twice a day, three times a day?
Yeah. In the beginning, when we started, it was we made it easy by having something Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like, just to make it more organized. It's different now. I think the algorithm's different
Totally
now.
different now.
So
But you still
before
need
it's like being
content.
consistent. Yeah, I still
Right.
need content. I set up the salon Instagram where I don't have to promote so much or like keep it updated. But yeah, you still have to. I think stories. Right now, stories would be good. Yeah.
Do you do a lot of stories?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
She
So
said we
that's-
do. Do you feel like, do you give away free products? How do you get people in the store? Do you do giveaways? Do you do contests? Do you do
to get in the store?
Yeah.
I think it's just customer service. That's just what because we don't focus much on product. It's more just the service,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. You can't really give somebody a product to come back. It's not really genuine, I guess.
Right.
They have to want to come back.
Do you have a lot of product you sell as well?
We have
As
some,
like an add-on? Oh,
yeah, we have
here's your-
some hair products there, but honestly, like I don't really promote it. I've never been the type to sell retail in the salon because I can't compete with Amazon. Client's gonna just check Amazon first, be like, how much is this? So we have it there just as like a perk. If they need it, it's there. But
Well, I think the human, like hand-to-hand contact, or the interesting thing about your business, in my opinion, is that I don't think you can. 50 years from now, maybe I'll be wrong, but I don't consider a robot
doing
my hair.
Right, yeah.
Like, for me, maybe my kids or grandkids will, but I feel like the business you're in is sort of like one of those businesses that's untapped in that way. That's not very tech. You can be, the dry bar and have the app and this and that, but I think your business is sort of untouchable in that way.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other thing I want to touch on is there's a salon on every corner,
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
right? So you just shine them out. You don't care. Like, how do you deal with
I
that?
don't think I've ever been intimidated by other businesses.
Because you're a relationship business.
Hmm?
You're a relationship business, basically, right? Like, the customer, they've been coming to you for.
Yeah, and then if you come from like I guess a place of fear, then you are gonna get intimidated. I could start researching other salons and be aware of what they're doing, but then I'm gonna start feeling insecure if I do that. So I just want to focus on what I'm doing, and then that's it. Because I just have to think that there's more for everybody, and that's it. I don't want to have to feel like insecure. What are they doing and all that stuff.
Right. What kind of advice would you give to someone that wants to start a salon?
Have mentors.
Yeah,
Believe in
because you
yourself.
said you had. How many do you have? You said you had 2.
I have 2 in the beauty industry.
Okay. And where did they come from? Where'd you find them?
Well, one I assisted him like 10 years ago, and now he owns.
Were you paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now he just owns several businesses, salons, and education and products. And the other one actually owns Union Salon in South Pasadena and Pasadena. So I trust them. They're just good people.
That's great.
Yeah.
Emily, do you have mentors, and who are they?
I don't. I have a lot of friends who I ask advice from. I guess more peer at the moment, but I've had mentors in the past, and but I am also, every day I'm always learning. I just did this class I'll just do a little plug for Goldman Sachs. 10,000 small business. I just did this entrepreneurship program, and I feel like, and it was a lot of peer-to-peer learning, but also we had a class, and I mean, I felt like I built my business without an MBA or anything like that. So after 10 years, I was like, was invited to do this. I was like, oh, it's a really good idea. I should learn more. I mean, I've been able to build it on this, but learning just a little bit more of the formal part of it and how to actually grow my business to the next level has been really valuable. And I feel like all the people, I had teachers and faculty there that I guess I can consider my mentors now. And of course, all
That's
the people
amazing.
in my class were really, we're still all supporting each other very
Right.
much. So
Well, you've got a tribe that's kind of is a
Yeah.
mentorship tribe in a way,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Amazing. So what's the future of what's happening with the Little Bra Company?
Global domination is what I
Yes.
always say.
Obviously.
I half joke, but we are really trying to grow globally, especially with the e-commerce. Our e-commerce has grown exponentially.
And
in the
that's
last
a
few
newer,
years.
3 or 4 year thing, right?
Well, yeah, it started building like 2 years after I started my business, but now it's really and now everything has changed. Amazon has changed everything, but we're riding it all. Like, I mean, we're capable of. We have our own e-commerce store, but now we're just building the capabilities and distribution worldwide, so we can actually be everywhere.
Do you guys have distributors overseas, or do you do it yourself?
We do have distributors overseas, but we're planning to build even our own distribution overseas. So
How does this is a good question actually? For a lot of the brands or aspiring brands, and a lot of brands that are kind of big here that maybe don't have a distributor, what I used to do is go to my competitor and be like, okay, who's distributing this guy's product? And then I'd go call that person. But did you find these people at a trade show, or how did you find these distributors?
well, I was lucky they came to me at a trade show,
Right.
so
Cool.
I was very lucky.
Back to trade shows.
Back to trade shows. I know.
Very expensive, though.
It seems like a
Yeah.
very old-fashioned thing to do.
It's such an expense, but yeah, it could be worth
Yeah,
it.
but it's a good investment, and it brings everybody to one place. So,
So how many distributors do you guys have now?
so we have in
Roughly.
we have Russia, we have Asia, and Australia. So, excuse me, but those are all kind of retail distribution. So we want to do our e-commerce distribution on our own.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, good.
So,
And how much has Asia grown for you in the last 2
well,
years?
it's growing, and that's kind of one of our first major markets that we really want to penetrate further. I mean, the fact that people are we like do zero marketing out there, but they're coming to find us, and our product fits the majority of that demographic there. But our branding is very Western American based, which is something that people out there are looking for
Right.
in like fashion trends and stuff. So it's something that that's our focus and future.
I feel like we can just keep going, so whatever. So do you ship to a freight forwarder in Asia and then they distribute your product via e-commerce there, or to retailers there, or how does that work? Do you even
So
have...
it varies depends on.
Let's talk about just China in general. How about
Okay, well, China we ship direct if
Okay.
they're.
So from here-
we're shipping direct right now to everybody in overseas who buy something online
that? Okay.
from our own website.
Right.
We will ship directly.
And if it sells it, and then you have retailers that are buying your product as well.
Yes.
And then you're going to build your distributor footprint with
Yes.
hopefully, or you already have that, and then they ship directly as well.
Yeah. So it takes it takes us even, and this has been reduced by a lot. It used to cost like $40 to $70 to send overseas. Now we found shipping partners who are doing it for like $15. So that's
Awesome.
reduced a lot. The time used to be like sometimes 21 days. Now it's down to 7 to 14. But in order to really penetrate that market, we need to be there at delivery in like 1 to 2 days.
Wow.
And the pricing needs to be free. So that's kind of the gap that we're trying to close by being our own distributors in those countries.
Do you have any... I remember selling stuff to Japan and they didn't want anything made in China. They only wanted made in USA. Do you
Yeah.
find any of that happening in any of the countries you're selling to?
No, we're actually doing, one of our businesses is through Rakuten, which is like the
Right.
Japanese Amazon. So we are doing business directly with them and shipping. And they came to us like looking for an American brand to sell through there. And we've been, and that business has been growing pretty fast. And then nobody's ever said anything about made in China.
Interesting.
And it's actually made in China, but shipped here from
I know
LA.
that's not, yeah, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
How funny. So what advice do you have if someone wanted to start a brand right now, today?
Yes.
What's the date today? August 13th, 2019? Where do they start, in your opinion?
I mean, just do it.
There you
I
go.
mean, really. I mean, you
Yeah.
really have to. I always say this. I say the hardest decision to make when starting your own business is actually starting it. Meaning, like,
Exactly.
literally, like, quitting your job and then having no safety net, really, except to making that business survive. So once you make that decision, that was the hardest one to make, and then everything else becomes, I say, easier because now you have no, it's just survival. Every decision you make is to make this business work.
And you're a private company.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I own it still 100%. So
And you're my friend. Thank goodness. Okay, last question for you. Thank you.
Ready.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Where is the future of your business going? Is
Um,
it more salons? Is it expanding your footprint? Is it?
Yeah,
Do you have a vision for that?
a little bit. I kind of, it's not beauty related. I wanted to
Don't tell me CBD. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
She's going into CBD.
No.
What a shocker.
It's totally not beauty related. I
Okay.
wanted more planners, more like mindset, more the Maya. It's created out of affirmations, so that's what I want. I wanted more of that, just more of a mindset. So, I don't know,
business
yeah.
based around mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
noticed because a lot of your social stuff is based around mindset, which is interesting
Yeah.
for a salon to do that. So, where do we find you?
The Maya Salon, Instagram and Facebook.
Just the My Salon?
Mhm.
Cool. Emily at the Little Brow. And by the way, you're the only person I know that has a private Instagram handle. Did you know that? And when I message you, I can't see your stuff, but I could just message you only, but I can't.
this is right. Yes, my private. Yes.
Private. So maybe you'll add me soon.
Yes.
Okay. Where do we find you?
You can find me at thelittlebroadcompany.com.
After 25 years, you would think. Anyway, okay, great. Well, I think we're done. Any